This week's US CQM Forecast Alert is Simulation Study of Stock Price Declines. This week's monthly economic indicators showed exports of goods and services in June were significantly below ARIMA forecast. 2024 Q2 preliminary GDP will be likely revised downward. The average growth rate of both the expenditure and income side has been on a downward trend since mid-July, indicating that the US economy is gradually slowing down. The economic growth rate for 2024 Q3 was 1.72%, below 2%. With all inflation measures below 1.5%, inflation is well under control. The Fed's focus will be on determining when to cut interest rates to prevent a recession. Because PCA does not reflect the actual stock price in August, it predicts a somewhat higher economic growth rate than CQM. The GDP price deflator is also predicted to be somewhat higher, but there is no sign of accelerating inflation. These are the results of simulation study of stock price declines. In the baseline, ARIMA predicts S&P 500 will increase by 0.28% and 0.49% respectively in August and September. Then, the economic growth rate is forecasted to be 2.31%. Sim 1 assumes that a 5% stock price correction will occur in both August and September. As a result, the economic growth rate falls to 0.46%. Sim 2 assumes that 10% and 5% stock price correction will occur respectively in August and September. In this case, the economic growth rate falls to minus 0.44%. Sim 3 assumes 10% stock price correction will occur in both August and September. In this case, the economic growth rate falls to minus 1.32%. Conclusion from this week's US CQM Forecast Alert. First, the US economy has been slowing down gradually since mid-July. The current economic growth rate is now below 2%. Second, inflation will be contained below 1.5%. The third, a 10% stock price correction in August or September would result in negative economic growth in 2024 Q3. This slide contains additional information about this week's detailed CQM forecast and shows how to access the past US CQM forecast alert.